What's up guys, I'm BTC. There's been a significant nerf to armor. So today I'm going to explain why this is so important and who the biggest winners are as a result of this change. For the last couple months, Blizzard has been trying to weaken the triple tank, triple support meta, more commonly known as GOATs. These changes to the armor values may have a big effect on whether or not the GOATs comp ends up going away, but regardless of that outcome, these armor value changes are still going to have a significant impact on any character that has armor, and on a variety of characters that are now capable of doing significantly more damage against armor. I'll start with a quick explanation of how armor works on live versus PTR. On the live version of the game, any attack that is equal or greater to 10 will be reduced by 5 damage. If the attack is less than 10, it will be reduced by half. On the PTR, any attack that is equal or greater than 6 will lose 3 damage, and any attack that is less than 6 will be reduced by half. This means any attacks that are 6 damage or less remain unchanged. Any attacks that are over 10 will get slightly better and they suffer less of an armor penalty. But there's a sweet spot where attacks that are greater than 6 and up to no more than 10 damage get an extra boost and will now do significantly more damage than they did previously. Let's look at Winston. I'm sure some people are going to think he has a damage increase versus armor because of this, but that is not the case. Winston doesn't have a normal hit, do a certain amount of damage type attack. Instead, his attack deals damage over time in ticks, and each of these ticks is about 5.5 damage, and therefore it is under the new armor threshold, so there's going to be no change to that. However, there is a change when you're using your quick melee in order to break the armor. In this case, your quick melee is going to do more damage versus armor now because of the less penalty from that -5 to -3. So now using the quick melee to break the armor is not only going to be encouraged, but it's even more effective than it was before. Reaper deals more damage with a normal hit, it's an extra 10, but where it really shines is for the critical. A full critical will net an extra 43 damage. Obviously, this is a rare circumstance. Most of the time, there's going to be a mix of critical and normal hit, but even still, overall damage increase versus armor for Reaper. Sombra's normal hit is 8 damage, so that falls right in that spot and gives a significant boost to her normal damage. Criticals do get a benefit as well, it's just not as much. Similar situation for Torbjorn's right click. On normal hits, it gets a significant boost. On criticals, not as much. Tracer deals 6 damage per hit, so for normal attacks, there's no change, but for criticals, there is a substantial increase in total damage. Same thing for Roadhog, no change for normal hits, but a massive increase in damage for criticals. D.Va gets a small bonus from the micro missiles and a slightly bigger bonus from her normal attacks. Bastion also gains a benefit in his recon mode and a bigger benefit in Sentry. The only problem with the Sentry mode is that he attacks so fast, it's actually difficult to even notice the difference. Now we're going to look at the top 3 winners in terms of damage. Number 3 is Orisa, even though she's going to have a little bit of a problem because her own armor is not as effective, her damage is now significantly better versus armored targets. So her normal attack does 11 damage. When it was reduced previously, it would go down to 6 damage per hit. Now it's at 8 damage. For Orisa, the normal attacks is where the extra damage really shines. Criticals do get a little bit of a boost as well, though. Number 2 is Moira. She has a different kind of attack similar to Winston, where it's not on a per hit basis. Instead, it's a tick over time. For Moira's normal attack, it's about 9.5. For her Biotic Orb, it's about 6.5. And for her ultimate Coalescence, it's about 13.5. So you'll notice that the normal attack and the Biotic Orb fall right into that spot, so there's a substantial damage increase there on armored targets. And then for the ultimate, even though it's a little bit outside of that range, it's still enough to now fully eliminate a Reinhardt from start to finish using Coalescence. And the number 1 winner is Hammond. While he does have his own armor that's now weaker, he doesn't have a whole lot of it. Instead, he relies on normal health and his adaptive shields. But the really big thing comes from his attacks. A normal attack is going to remain the same because it's 5 damage, so it's under that threshold. However, the critical is 10 damage, where before it would have been reduced by 5, now it's reduced by 3. So that 10 damage for the critical is the exact number that was the perfect thing in order for a damage increase. Meaning now, instead of doing 5 damage per hit on a critical, it is 7 damage. And at Hammond's rate of fire, that is an absolutely massive increase. It's about 40% increase in damage. So there you have it. While most characters will see a damage increase versus armor, some of them, like Tracer, Sombra, and Reaper, will get a little bit more than average. And then 3 of them, Orisa, Moira, and Hammond, will see a very significant increase in damage versus armor. I hope this helped you better understand how the armor change works. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.